Would you try teriyaki at a Home Depot? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out today on this episode of Smash or Pass, where we check out spots in Southern California and see if they're smashable or passable. And we rate them on a scale from 1 to 10. On this episode, we're checking out a small little hidden gem called Garden Teriyaki, owned by a small Korean couple. Come on, let's go check it out. Let's go. Hello. Can I get one order of the spam musubi? Can I also do a half and half plate? And then let me also do the crunch roll. Oh, you don't have the toast anymore, huh? Maybe the Korean pancake. And then let me also do the Thai iced tea and Italian yogurt. That's it. No worries. Thank you. All right, guys, we got a whole bunch of things, not just the teriyaki, but their specialty Korean items. If you didn't know, it's a Korean-owned spot, tiny little shack. There's a tiny little grandmother just cooking with her one assistant, and they made all this food within less than like 30 minutes. That's crazy. But we're gonna start with their Thai tea. I feel like good teriyaki spots have good Thai tea, so we're gonna test that out right now and see how it goes. First of all, good color, kind of like that artificial orange color that's from the black tea with that condensed milk, and you get that kind of crazy orange color. Kind of looks like a caution sign almost. Let's go for it. Cheers. Ooh. Now, I will say this Thai tea is super sugary. There is some real black tea though, which is good. Yeah, this is a pretty solid Thai tea. If you didn't see this right here, you can even see the Thai tea roasted leaves right there on the bottom. That's how you know it's real Thai tea.
That correct, that good.
Instantly, I could tell. Easily like solid 8 out of 10, smash. Like real Thai tea roasted right here. Good amount of sugar, a bit too much, but good amount. And honestly, not bad for a Thai tea at a tiny little shack. You know what I'm saying? 8 out of 10 smash. They're also selling a lot of these different smoothies. They got pistachio, they got taro, they got milk tea, but I had to go for something a little different. The Italian yogurt. It's been melting a little bit, so don't worry about that. But that's good because now we can actually suck it up. Whoa, has a nice like strong tart taste that I'm looking for. Now, I can't tell you if it was powder or real yogurt, but I'm gonna lean towards the actual real yogurt because I can actually taste that tartness, which is kind of prominent in this yogurt frappe thing, especially on these hot days in LA. My God, perfectly needed. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie, smash. This is like one of my favorite things. I mean, I don't know if you go to Yogurt Land, you get the plain yogurt. That's the top tier flavor right there. All the other flavors are trying to push on you, nonsense. Plain yogurt is the way to go, and it is right. Nice tartness, hint of sweetness, and it's smooth. Smooth as a baby bottom. All right, guys, so I came here originally thinking they had the toast, but they don't even have the toast anymore. They do have something more aligned with their Korean heritage with these Korean sweet pancakes. What's normally filled inside with it is basically honey and black sugar. Now, normally when it's super piping hot, this thing will melt your face off, but it's kind of good that it's this temperature so we can actually bite into it. Cheers. Now, this could be a lot better if it was a lot hotter, but don't blame it on that. I was taking pictures, taking videos of this thing, so don't worry about it. Honestly, it's not that sweet. Like, you would think like the amount of brown sugar and honey they put inside here would be super overpowering, but pretty solid. The pancake itself is super doughy. It's not bad, honestly. I'm gonna give this, honestly, a solid 7 out of 10. I'm not a huge fan of sweets, so that's probably why, you know, I'm not really messing with it too much, but it's not that sweet. Still, not really a big fan of sugary stuff like this. Pretty damn good, 7 out of 10, pretty good. All right, guys, now we got the crunch roll. When I first saw this, I was actually blown away with the size of this thing. Now, normally you get crunch rolls at a grocery store like Vons, Rouse. It's kind of small. I know it says don't judge a roll by its size, but you know, you kind of do. You kind of do. If I want a crunch roll, I want it big and meaty. Could be because they put a lot of rice on top, a lot of crunch on top. The shrimp tempura is pretty big, but I appreciate the size of this thing. And you know what? Size does matter a little bit. Let's check it out what's inside this thing. So this is their crunch roll, which I believe is just basically their California roll. So you have the shrimp tempura, a little bit of avocado, the nori, the rice on top, and of course the crunch. So very simple roll. Let's try it out. Cheers. Very good. It's not like your traditional sushi roll that you get at like a sushi restaurant. This is definitely like a very Americanized type of crunch roll. I will say the sauce on top is a bit too, not that prominent, but for what it is, it's pretty damn good. And the tempura could be a little bit crispier, but maybe because it's been sitting out for a little bit, but I would say solid 7 out of 10 on the crunch roll. I may order this, but I definitely will share this for sure. There's a lot of rice, a lot of tempura. Look at the amount of tempura they put on top. That easily will fill you up, no problem. You'll be in a food coma, you know, sitting happy, but share this thing. For sure, 7 out of 10, smash. Now, they actually sell spam musubis right by the counter, which I really like because it kind of takes me back to the days where like I used to like walk around Little Tokyo and like, you know, you can be able to buy little small snacks from the window and everything. But I like the way they do their spam musubi. Spam on top. They also add an egg, a nori that's kind of like sliced thin, almost like a small little rectangle, and they wrap it. It is almost like your traditional spam musubi you would find like in Hawaii or Japan, but definitely I like the fact that it's not covering the entire thing. You know, some places they actually cover the entire thing with nori. I like the fact that it's just a one little strand of nori because you just want to enjoy the rice, the egg, and the sauce in between. So let's open it up, just check it out. So you just see right there, nice hefty chunk of rice, teriyaki sauce right in the middle, that slice of spam, and of course the egg right in there. Cheers. fantastic. Rice is nice and fluffy. Even though they probably made it in the morning, still holds strong. Spam is salty, just the way I like it. Egg is nice and seasoned too, and the sauce just hits right. They don't put a whole bunch of sauce. I've been to some places where the spam musubi is just dripping with sauce, which is not ideal, but nice, just one stroke of sauce, and that's it. That's all you need, one stroke. But yeah, I can eat the spam musubi all day. Easily, 9 out of 10. The egg is perfectly cooked. It's not overcooked where it's super rubbery, so it's perfect. And they do this all day. They literally fill up a basket right in the front, get as many spam musubis as you want. And they're very affordable too. So if you're on a budget, there you go. 9 out of 10, balling on a budget, you know what I'm saying? Smash. Now we're here for the final countdown. We got the half and half teriyaki bowl. Now what I like about this spot is it's Korean owned. So you see a lot of Korean influences in their food. For example, they actually have japchae, which are these like glass noodles tossed in with some carrots, peppers, black pepper as well, mixed in with, I believe, sesame oil. There we go. So you kind of get this kind of glossy look from the sesame oil. Most teriyaki spots actually tend to be Korean owned, which is funny enough. I don't know why that it was the case. It was first a Japanese thing. You know, a lot of places in Seattle, San Francisco opened up little teriyaki joints to be able to serve food. Then for whatever reason, the Koreans took over. Because the Koreans took over a lot of teriyaki spots, they're adding in their own cultural flair. For me, I love the fact that they did that. They also added 2 gyozas for this plate, which is honestly, if you look at this is a pretty decent plate. You got half chicken, half beef, whole plate of rice, green onions on top, a side of japchae, and 2 gyozas. That's a perfect meal for anybody on the go. You know me, I like extra teriyaki sauce, so we're gonna add that right on top because, you know, we like it saucy. Americans love it saucy. Let's try the chicken real quick. A nice piece of the thigh meat right there, grilled to perfection. Let's try it out. Cheers. Flavor's on point. Reminds me of the old school teriyaki spots that I used to eat at in LA. I feel like it's very hard for people to mess up teriyaki, but you'd be surprised. Here's the beef teriyaki right here. Nice thin slices of beef. Usually they use some form of rare steak for their beef, but they also use it for the bulgogi, so it's very versatile. Not bad. A little too salty for my taste, but it's not bad. Let's try the japchae real quick. Cheers. That's my first time having japchae with red and yellow peppers. And I kind of like it. Normally, I'm kind of used to the traditional japchae with like just regular onions and like regular green peppers. But the red peppers kind of give it a little extra sweet taste to it. It's a little different. And of course, their regular gyoza. I'm assuming this is like the frozen kind, so I'm not gonna give them too much flack on it, but it's good to have. Yeah, personally, to me, I will get the chicken. The beef to me is a little too salty. That could be just because like they over seasoned it with teriyaki, or just because of marinade, you know, it takes a while. It stayed in for too long. That could be the case. For me, the chicken was a lot better, a lot more tender, a little dry, but that's fine. Just add some teriyaki sauce, you'll be good. Don't worry about it, don't cry about it. My overall opinion, I would probably give this one a solid 8 out of 10. Smash. Like, get the chicken next time as your whole thing. But overall, pretty damn solid plate of teriyaki. 8 out of 10. Smash. With the customer service, the local ambiance, the Home Depot action in the back, I'll give this spot an overall 8 out of 10. Smash. Definitely a local hidden gem. Spam musubi was definitely my favorite. The chicken part of the chicken and beef plate was my favorite over right there. The crunch roll, definitely a good one to share with. And these drinks, perfectly made. Can't go wrong with their drinks, and I feel like they push their drinks the most. So overall, 8 out of 10. Smash. Go visit Garden Teriyaki, local hidden gem, Korean owned. You already know. All right, guys, that was the episode on Garden Teriyaki. If you liked that episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It helps the channel and it helps you stay in the know when the next video comes out. And of course, as always, peace.